Question 2. The travel graph below illustrates Robbie's journey to and from school one day. So this is leaving Robbie's house. Let's look at what the values are. In the middle of 0 and 1 is 0.5. So this would be 0.5, 1.5, 2.5. Going across, we've got 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11, 12, 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m. Alright, so we leave Robbie's house. He goes to school. Alright, he then stays at school. At 12 p.m. he goes somewhere a little distance away. He returns back to school, spends the afternoon in school, then starts returning home, stops 1.5 kilometers away from his house, so 1.5 miles, then stays at that place and then returns home. At what time did Robbie arrive at school? So at school is this point here. So if I was coming down, it's 9 a.m. At what time was Robbie furthest away from his house? So furthest away from his house is this point here. So this point here, if I draw a line straight down, is at that point there. It's right in the middle of 12 and 1 p.m. So in the middle of 12 and 1 p.m. is 12:30 p.m. Which of the following statements is correct? Circle your answer. Robbie's average speed was greater between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. than it was between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. So average speed is distance over time. So in this first hour, he's got a steeper gradient. He's travelled 2.5 miles in 1 hour. So for the first part of the journey, he's going at 2.5 miles per hour. Between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. in a whole hour, he's travelled 1.5 miles. So that coming back there, he's going at 1.5 miles per hour. So because it's steeper and he's travelled more distance in the same time, the first statement is true. So A is true. Okay? Because it's not the same between 8 and 9 and 5 and 6. There's also, but he was definitely moving faster between 8 and 9. The travel graph is correct. Robbie is 11 years old and tells his teacher, I walked to school but actually had to run fast for the last 15 minutes to get there on time. I didn't leave the school classroom all day. For each of the Robbie statements, decide whether he was telling the truth or not. You must give a reason for each of the answers below. I walked to school but I ran for the last 15 minutes. Okay? Alright, for this one, if we go back on the way to school, it's the same gradient all the way through, which means he's moving at a constant speed. So for that one there, alright, I'm going to tick a no, alright, and the slope is exactly the same from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. so constant speed. Part 2. I stayed in the classroom all day. Okay. Again, with this part here, we can't tell whether he stayed in the classroom all day. He's staying the same distance away from his house, but he could be moving, you know, around the school in the different classrooms. So this part here is a no. Okay, but the other issue is between 12 p.m. and 12:30 p.m. and 1 p.m. he has travelled a distance away. He's gone a further part of the journey. So the reason for that one, I would put no, and then there's a further distance away from home between 12 noon and 1 p.m.